One of the parable, only the parable that Jesus Christ explained before he even began saying it, right? And this is what he said, that there was a woman, and there was a judge, and this woman has an adversary, and the adversary, they had a little issue. And there is a judge that does not fear God nor man. And because the judge does not fear God nor man, this woman had an issue, and every day she go and beckon upon the judge and say, grant me victory against my adversary. And the judge said, well, I don't fear God, I don't fear man, but because this woman insists and persists, because of her insistence and persistence, I will grant unto her victory. And the Bible said, because she insists and persists, God granted unto her victory. And they said this parable was spoken to the intent that men ought always to pray and not to faint. But my question here is simple: who was right, who was wrong? Because actually in the judgment in the law, there should be somebody wrong, somebody right. Somebody wrong, somebody right. But I now excavate and look tentatively, and I realize that, truly speaking, the woman that was given the victory was actually the one that was wrong. That's the reason for the parable. Imagine if me and you have an issue now. Let's say I stole your phone. If I stole your phone, and one way or the other, since I stole your phone, me and you go to court. We go to court. You know the evidence of your phone. You don't have the carton. You have everything, and I do not have that. Right? Me too. I say, hey, let's go to court. Let's go to court. I will prove it. Well, we went to court, and they put a day for judgment. But I am not waiting for the day for judgment, because I know I'm guilty because I stole the phone. And if they should follow the normal court legalities, I will lose the case. So what I did was to lobby. I have to go look for the judge, and I go to disturb the judge every day. Please grant me victory against my adversary. Grant me victory against my adversary. I was insisting and telling the judge, please allow me go. Make sure that me I win the case. But you sat down because it's your phone now. You have the carton. You come and prove it in court. So you don't care. You don't want to even have a relationship with the judge. So you let the day meet. And the judge was like, this person that is disturbing me, I don't fear God, I don't fear man. I'm supposed to give my verdict. Say, because this person has disturbed me so much, let me grant the victory to the person. And so when they went to court, the judge don't even care to hear what the other person that was right had to say. He decided and said, I mean, I don't care about evidence. This one that disturbed me so much, say, you are the one that is right. And this other person shouted, hey, Ojo, but it doesn't matter. The Bible said this parable was spoken to the intent that men ought always to pray and not to faint. It then means that no matter how right you are, if you refuse to pray, you'll be wrong. If they follow normal court order, that woman disturbing that judge is the one that is wrong. She should have kept quiet, let's meet in the court. But because she knew that if she keep quiet in the court will give evidence, will come and she will lose. So she pressed and have enough relationship with the judge, and the judge came and said, I don't want to see any evidence. You are. And this other person that felt me, I'm right now, the person is wrong. So the parable lesson is simple. Men ought always to pray and don't assume that you are right. Just pray. Present your petition before the Lord. If she was wise, she too, she pressed to the judge, at the tail end, both of them will sit in the court and they will decide. No matter how right you are, if you fail to pray, you will still be wrong. This is the reason why there are so many of us that normally in real sense, see, we are okay, we are right. Our only sin is that we don't pray. Everything should go normal, everything should go okay, but it will be tilted because we don't pray. And because we do not pray, the devil is permitted to do anything he wants to do to us. See, I will never make the mistake to be prayerless. Never. I knew the power of prayer. May you never be prayerless in the day men are praying. Because you don't know why people are praying. Except you come to a point where you knew that injustice is real. You will not see the need to enforce justice by prayer. We enforce justice by prayer. The court, all our courts are full of all kinds of evil laws, evil judge. This judge don't fear nobody, but they can bend their prayer. They can bend. Let them go to chiefs, supreme and magistrate, and they should go to Sharia court. We will change the verdict by prayer, because men ought always to pray and never to faint. And your problem now will be that, Father, I want to pray, I cannot pray. That's why Romans chapter 8 have solved the problem. For we don't even know how we should pray as we ought to pray. But the Spirit of God help our infirmity with groaning that we cannot be able to utter. My friends, there is something referred to as the grace of prayer. The grace of prayer is the enablement of the supply of God to enable people to pray. There is a grace that comes upon man that prays. Say, I am what I am by the grace of God. That grace was not in vain, in that I labor more than they all. He said, quicken us and we shall call upon thy name. Hey, help us not to depart away from thee. Quicken us and we shall call upon thy name. There is a grace that quickens. That is what is referred to as the spirit of prayer. Alos Paracletos. That spirit that comforts men. When the ruach rests upon you, you find yourself praying. You become a praying spirit from within. I pray yet no eye that pray. There is a praying spirit. Have you prayed for so long and you go to sleep and you are still praying? Have you prayed and you are in your dream, you are praying? Have you prayed to a point where you are trying to sleep? It's as if your spirit is praying. You are eating food, but something is going on inside. Prayer is more easy in the spirit, and it's more easy when you do it in the presence of God. There is a grace to pray, but there is the spirit of prayer. When it comes upon man, whether you don't want to pray, you can pray. Apart from that, there is the discipline to pray. The discipline of prayer. The discipline of prayer is when you tell yourself, I will pray. I will pray. Paul said, I will pray in my understanding and I will pray in the spirit. See, if you tell yourself you will do it, you will do it. Everything you do, you decided to do it, you can do it. You have to tell yourself, I will pray. I will. I will. The discipline, I will. That is what is called the act of prayer. The act, the culture. The culture. That's when prayer becomes a lifestyle. You have to develop this. You can never maintain this parable. Men ought always to pray. If you know what I'm saying, there is the spirit of prayer, the grace of prayer, the discipline of prayer. There is the act of prayer. The act is when you make prayer a lifestyle. You make it a culture. You tell yourself, Kai, every day I must speak in tongues. I tell myself that. I program it in my mind, whether in the flesh or in the spirit, I will pray. I don't care whether the prayer is in the flesh or it's you that is checking it. God never gave anybody the permission to supervise us to pray. Nobody is supervising prayer. This prayer is in the flesh or is in the spirit. You are the one that is in the flesh. You that is supervising us. How do you know we're in the flesh if you are not in the flesh? They say we should pray. They didn't tell us that is in the flesh. In fact, God can accept prayer in the flesh too. When they began praying in the upper room, did they pray in the spirit? They began in the flesh before the Holy Ghost came, and they continued in the spirit. Oh God, pray your prayer in the flesh. You will enter the spirit after a while.